I think it is the aspiration of everyone in Hong Kong to have better accommodation. And this is also one key policy areas the entire new government is working very hard on. We'll leave no stones unturned to try to increase land supply and to expedite the supply of housing first, no matter it is public or private, to the market to meet the demands of the people. Well, with the hike in interest rates, the mortgage payment burden of the people will increase. So naturally, the sentiment of the property market will be hurt. But looking at the fundamentals, I'm not too worried. Yeah, the property market we are facing is very different from back in 1998. At that time, the speculative sentiment was very high. Say, for example, in 1997, 1 year, total transaction residential properties is about 170,000. But lately, ever since 2013, in the past 7 years, the average yearly turnover, first-hand and second-hand combined, it was only about 60,000 units. Last year, it increased to 72,000 units, but the price level remains stable. So in terms of speculative sentiment, it's very different. In terms of housing stock by the developers are also very different because in the past few years, due to limited land supply, the private residential land sold by the government compared to the period before the changeover is also very moderate. And thirdly, the interest rate burden on homeowners are very different. At that time, homeowners pay mortgage at interest above prime, usually 2.5% above prime. Now it is basically HIBOR plus with a interest rate cap, which is calculated from prime rate less certain percentage. So the burden, the interest rate is very different. And also the staying power of individuals as well as developers are very different. Back in 1997, many of the developers are highly geared. The borrowing was very high. But now developers, the leverage is comparatively low. And given also the housing stock in their hands, comparatively limited for most of the developers, we do not see the risks of people flooding the market with oversupply situation. And finally, within the government, we have been monitoring the situation very carefully, and there are a lot of tools in our toolboxes if we want to adjust the market. Yeah, we are going to announce the launch of the strategic tech fund in August. The purpose is to allow us to make investment into our own companies. I mean, the companies moving from startup to possible unicorn, and also using that fund to attract foreign companies and mainland companies in sectors that we want to develop, to come to Hong Kong, to set up their business, and to grow our innovation and technology sector. We will set up a committee and the detail of the composition and the terms of reference will be announced very soon.